you. Please go ahead and comment below. Let us know where you're from. If you have anything that pops up as we're chatting. But I'm so excited to be here today with the lovely Jordan Bernard. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad to be here.
Yay. Yeah. We've met more officially in the last few weeks, and I guess a couple months, now.
Mm-hmm.
And I have just adored getting to know you, and I love your passion. I love what you do. So I'm really excited for everyone to get to benefit from all of your amazing insight and wisdom today. So
thank you.
Yes. Perfect. Okay. So as everyone, or if you're watching, I'm Jeanette McMahon. With Be Well and Thrive. And again, really excited to have Jordan here. So Jordan, if you don't mind maybe just starting off with sharing a little bit about who you are and what you do, that would be great.
Yeah. So I'm actually trained as a nurse practitioner, but I realized probably a year ago that my passion is actually helping other healthcare providers grow their business in a way that serves not only their clients, but their lifestyle as well. So I really stepped into more of a business coaching consultant type role.
I love that. So, like we were chatting before, I truly, like, we're in the concept of like thriving. I love what you're doing, because I truly believe that when we are following our passion and doing what we love, that's a piece of thriving. So cool. So, business coach, just to clarify a little bit, do you do one-on-one, or how do you provide that coaching?
Yeah, so I do it on a variety of different platforms, but it usually starts one-on-one because a lot of times as healthcare providers, we get to a place where we're just kind of going through the motions of business, especially if you're a healthcare provider and you own your business. Then it's that balance of seeing patients and running the business. And a lot of times we get stuck doing what we have to do. So then we have a little bit of time to do what we want to do. And so really exploring that does take some one-on-one time, because we're really kind of diving in deep of who you are, what makes you unique, what's going to stop you from kind of stepping into your purpose, like what are the fears or limiting beliefs around your business or your practice. And that takes a lot of one-on-one coaching. But once we get kind of through that mud in a way, then having a group of other healthcare practitioners who are in that same mindset and doing the same self-development is really, really valuable. So usually it's kind of a graduated step program where we do one-on-one coaching, and then you kind of graduate into a community of other healthcare providers that are at the same level as you, and then can also provide you feedback and support on the business side, and just someone to come on and kind of run along beside you. So you can just kind of thrive in your own way. Because as you probably know, as we get into this self-development, things come up and you get hit sometimes, and it's good to have people around you that know where you're at.
Absolutely. I love that. And I think that, like what you're saying, as a practitioner, a lot of times people get into it because of their passion for helping people in this capacity, but like maybe the business side of it is not necessarily a strength.
Absolutely.
So it's amazing that you have both of those. And yeah, that community, gosh, that's so important. And just to have a lot of times I think practitioners too are kind of, depending on what type, can be kind of lonely almost, kind of figured out.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
We definitely get in our silos, and a lot of practitioners feel like they have to be everything to everyone.
Yeah.
Like you have, especially like primary care doctors, I see it a lot. Like they're like, I have to be the one that catches everything and is the prevention and takes care of all of it. And it's just not possible.
Yeah, absolutely. It takes energy away, I would imagine, from the work of providing whatever service it is that they provide. Yeah.
Yeah. And then add on top of that, running a business and having employees and
absolutely.
that whole aspect.
Yeah, absolutely. So I love that. So you've practiced as a nurse practitioner for a long time. And do you mind, I don't want to spend too much time on it, but just so people kind of know like where you're coming from, like you kind of specialize in like
hormone. Yeah, my back is more like functional medicine, and hormone replacement therapy is a big one.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of my background. And I always knew that I wanted to do things more holistically. I wanted to treat my patients more holistically.
Yeah.
But I kind of got to a point about a year ago where I was like, I'm seeing patients, so I get to run the practice.
Yeah.
Whereas other healthcare providers I run the practice, so I get to see the patients.
Yeah.
And so I was like, what if we can figure out a way to make it all work for everyone? And you get to build, one, you have to discover what's actually going to fulfill you in your practice. And then I'm kind of the one that helps you with the structure of how do we actually build the practice out
Yeah.
So it provides you the life that you want to live, and you get to do what you want to do, whether that's more of the business side or the patient side.
Yeah. Gosh, what a valuable like insight to see that really see that difference. Like, gosh, that's really cool.
It's been trial and error. I mean, I was that nurse practitioner that had a successful business and was completely unfulfilled and doing what I didn't want to do. And I felt completely overworked and alone. And I felt like I had to do it all. And there was never enough resources. There was never enough time and money and patience. And it was just a constant like hamster on a wheel type scenario.
Yeah.
And I had to stop and kind of step back and say, okay, what's actually going to make me happy here?
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Really quick question about this, I guess, before we move on to like the next piece of this. What if there's someone that like is kind of in this beginning stage of like they've got, there's some things that interest them, or like, tell me a little bit about that. Is that something that you help with too?
Yes, I love the startups. That's my passion. I love the people that are starting up, because if we can build it right from the beginning, that's so much better than having to go in and undo a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Like I've had to do in my business. I've had to kind of step back and kind of rewind and say, oh, okay, I need to show up differently now. So yeah, definitely the startup. I mean, I've built a couple of startups now and I absolutely love it. That's my favorite part. So someone that's wanting to do something different, especially if they want to do something that is innovative and hasn't been done before, that's my favorite client.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool. This stuff gets me so excited. I love this stuff too. I could chat with you all day. I'm curious, like the same questions. I know this is just our second interview on here now, but we'll learn. We're going to kind of follow some of the same questions. And I am in the theme of thriving. And I think what you've said is so beautifully lends into this of, because so much of it is like what you're saying, is like finding your passion, really finding your niche, like finding what, is really using your strengths and what you love the most. So it lends perfectly into this question. And this could be personal, professional, however you want to answer this, but when you hear the word thriving, what does thriving mean to you?
I mean, for me, I think thriving is living in community or being supported in what you do, and being able to do what you're passionate and knowing that you are providing value to people and being valued.
Yeah.
That would be, and with resources, I would think having abundant resources, which comes with the community piece. Yeah. If I had all of that, I would be thriving every single day.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Oh, I love that. I love that. That's beautiful. So beautifully said. I feel like it encompasses everything, as humans, not just as like a nurse practitioner or a business coach or just
because it really is. I mean, if you're looking at life holistically, you can't be thriving in business and not in personal. Like then you're not thriving. So you have to be thriving across the board.
Yes. Preach. Yes. I love that. So, I mean, I think that we can kind of like gather this, but specifically in what you're doing, how do you help people thrive?
So I take people through pretty basic exercises that make them really dig down deep. I say basic, they're definitely not easy because you really have to look inside. And having someone to help facilitate that process makes you actually stay true to yourself and you don't get to wiggle out. But I take people through kind of a basic structure so they can discover who they are, what they are uniquely contributing, maybe what patients or clients are buying from them that they didn't even know they were selling. So that kind of goes back to their values and what matters most to them. Because a lot of times, I mean, like there's 50 massage therapists. You go to your massage therapist because you love your massage therapist. Anyone can give you a massage, but it's what they're actually providing you. And then we also look at removing all of those roadblocks or limiting beliefs that's going to stop them from really thriving, in your words. And then providing a structure. So we do all of the like mindset work up front, get the ground, kind of the foundation built. And then from there, we go on and build the structure of their business or revamp it if we need to. Or sometimes they have the structure in place. We just have to bring their other team members up to speed and actually get their team aligned, whether that's their other healthcare providers or their support staff or their manager or whatever. We just need to get everybody on the same page so they stop kind of triggering one another and causing issues within the practice.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. You do it all.
And then we provide the community also. That kind of comes in with all of it.
I love that. I love that you talk about mindset, 'cause I truly believe that is like the most foundational piece of it. I love that you address that. I'm all about mindset.
And as healthcare providers, we're pretty bad at stopping and actually looking inside.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, helpers sometimes are like that. Yeah.
Totally.
Absolutely. So, how do we find you? I will definitely post in the comments below, but just for right now, like what's the best way for people to reach?
My website is executingimpact.com.
Awesome.
So that's the best way to find me. You can go to the contact page and send me an email. I also affiliate with a company called Revenue Tribe. So we have a lot of events through Revenue Tribe. We have the coffee and convos that I think you've been to before. So
I love
that's a good way to get a hold of me.
Yeah, if you guys are local and in the health and wellness field, right? I mean, that's kind of like the theme of it or whatever. I totally recommend it. It was an incredible group. I loved the prompt questions you had.
Yeah.
I mean, it was networking, but it felt more like community, which was really cool. I really enjoyed it. I was bummed I missed this month, but excited for August.
Yes, August 1st, 8 o'clock. Yeah.
Perfect. I think it's on my calendar already.
Awesome.
No, that's awesome. So, perfect. So is there anything else you want to share before we kind of wrap up?
I mean, I just want to encourage people, if they feel like they're stuck and overworked and having to do it all, like that's not necessarily where you have to stay. And you can definitely reach out and we can get you hooked up, whether you are coached by me or not, like I'll get you hooked up with the right people to hopefully get some stuff off your plate and get you on the road to thriving.
It's amazing. I love that. And for those of you who, Jordan do you want to talk about the little exercise that is offered for our Thrivers group? And I can talk about the Thrivers group.
Yeah. So for the Thrivers group, we can just do a simple exercise where we go through and kind of get the common thread of what matters most to you. And that'll be like what's most important to you. And then what might stop you from actually executing on that.
Yeah, awesome. So I will post a link in the comments for that group. So then you can take advantage of that amazing exercise. I want to do that really badly. There, I'll post a link to Jordan's direct website, and then I'll also post the link to the Thrivers group. Please feel free and join us. We're building this awesome community of people that want to thrive and want to be connected to amazing people like Jordan that are on the similar mission to help people thrive. So thank you, Jordan. Thank you again so much for being here.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate your time. And you have these beautiful flowers behind you. I love, love that background. Thank you all so much for joining. If you are watching this recorded, the comments are still going, so please feel free to post on there, and would love to hear what you think. So thank you all so much. Bye.
Bye.